So in the Buddhist tradition, there's a little chant that people do to request a Dhamma talk, where they say, please, Venerable Sir or Venerable Sister, please demonstrate the Dharma. Dharma being the teaching that is illustrative of the nature of things. They're not requesting a talk. They're not requesting a transmission of information where you take down notes and build up a file or folder of lecture notes that you then review again and again until you've learnt your subject. It's more a case of please demonstrate Dhamma, please embody Dhamma and let me bear witness to the nature of that demonstration. And that's the spirit in which the original teachings are given. It is a process of demonstration. It's a process of showing an attunement, an alignment, and an entering into a flow with the spontaneous arising of intelligence as it chooses to articulate itself in any given moment, according to need, according to circumstance, according to the setting. So the Dhamma is elusive in some sense. It's not fixed. If you're looking to find something that's fixed that you can grasp hold on to and say, well, now I've got it, now I've understood it, that is antagonistic in some sense to the spirit, the true spirit of the Dhamma, which is in some ways the opposite of that. It's more akin to the idea of teach thy tongue to say I do not know and thou shalt progress. This is a Jewish proverb that used to be hung up in my bathroom by my mother, which used to fascinate me, but it's Jewish wisdom and there's a lot of truth to it. Dharma is letting go. Dhamma is attunement to the process of letting go, just as the waves that you're watching in this video come and go. So the sound of my voice fluctuates and comes and goes, so the ideas that I'm articulating can barely be grasped onto. None of that is of importance, because to truly listen to the Dhamma is to attune to the Dhamma. To attune to the Dhamma is to attune to that flow of arising and passing away, that emergence and disappearance process, and simply relaxing into the truth of that and not having to find or concretize any sort of position that you can then claim as territory that you have somehow managed to establish or got hold of. Rather, it's the opposite of that. It's the letting go of territory, the letting go of positions is not a weakening of yourself, but as a strengthening of yourself, because the mind then will start to become truly spontaneous and able to react in miraculous, surprising ways to circumstance. The intelligence that is inhibited or obscured by conditionality will be free to emerge, will be released, and will become increasingly active. And so even the process of speech itself in the delivering of a Dhamma talk is in some sense supposed to be a demonstration of that. These words that you hear from me right now, I'm not reading off notes. I have not ever spoken these words in this order before. In fact, I've not really given this talk before, ever, in this manner. So, as best I can, and within the limits of my capacity, I'm essentially demonstrating Dhamma in the oral tradition, in the style of the oral tradition. And another aspect of the original style was for the teacher to be invisible. In essence, we're very enamored by physicality and appearances. And in the old, early tradition, teachers would place a fan in the shape of a Bodhi leaf in front of their faces. So the teaching would become anonymous. It was not about the personage of the teacher, but rather the emergence of the teaching that the teacher was channeling. If you're into channeling, this is channeling, as I understand it, channeling that is truly useful to human beings, because it's coming through a human being, not through some disembodied angel or being from another planet somewhere. I mean, that may all be well and good and have its own usefulness, but this is the truest form of channeling as far as I'm concerned, to the channeling of pure wisdom, pure Dhamma, the articulating of the nature of our existence, the pointing out of what is from moment to moment, and the learning how to surrender to the sheer magnitude of what that truly implies.